Morning students, now let us start with your next poem. The name of the next poem is My Last Duchess by Robert Browning. So first of all, let us have a look at the picture of the poet. Here are some pictures of Robert Browning. Okay, so Robert Browning was born in 1812 and he died in 1889. So I am just reading out from your textbook only. So Robert Browning, popularly known as Victorian Dunn, was born to wealth, received most of his education at home, but also attended school and later the University of London. He began writing early and published his first long poem, Pauline, at 20. Okay. Another thing to note about him is that he is known for his robust philosophy, emphasizing the brighter side of life. Okay, so he is known for his optimism. Untouched by Victorian melancholy, Browning wrote beautiful love poems, though he is best known for his dramatic monologues. So, though the age that he belonged to was known for its melancholy, was known for its sadness, pessimism, Browning was untouched by the prevailing mood of his age, Victorian age, and he wrote beautiful love poems, though he is best known for his dramatic monologues. So, for example, some of his famous monologues are The Bishop Orders His Tomb at St. Praxed's Church, Fra Lippo, My Last Duchess, and The Last Ride Together. Browning died in Venice in 1889. So he is known for his dramatic monologues. Okay? So the poem that we are also going to do is a dramatic monologue. So let us have a look at the brief introduction that is there in your textbook. The central figure of My Last Duchess is the widowed Duke of Ferrara, caught in the act of seeking the hand of a foreign count's daughter. So ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ My Last Duchess ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ the central figure, clear, the person who speaks the entire monologue is the Duke of Ferrara. Okay, so he is a 16th century duke, and when the poem begins, we come to know that his wife is dead, and he is now talking to the emissary of a count who has come with the offer of the daughter of the count by way of marriage. The addressee is the emissary of a foreign count. So emissary means simply the messenger, a person who has come with a proposal. The greed, brazenness and jealousy of the duke are brought into relief. Okay, now to understand this poem better, we'll first understand what a dramatic monologue is. So this poem is a dramatic monologue. So dramatic monologue is a monologue. Clear? Monologues, as is clear from the word itself, it is a speech spoken by a single person. Okay, so now dramatic monologue. Okay, dramatic monologue is simply a monologue that is spoken at a very crucial moment by the central figure, by the person who is speaking that monologue. Okay, so it's a very dramatic moment in his life. It is no ordinary moment. It is no ordinary time in his life, and he speaks out the entire poem at that critical juncture in his life. Okay. And another thing we know about dramatic monologue is that there is another person always present by the side of the central figure when the central figure is speaking out the entire poem, but the presence of that person is known to us by the by the reference to that person within the poem. Clear? Otherwise, the other person who is there by the side of the central figure does not say anything, but we come to know about his presence through the speech of the main figure, through the speech of the central figure. Another thing to remember about a dramatic monologue is that um, in the course of the poem, the main character reveals his own character, reveals his own nature. Okay? For example, in this poem, the Duke will reveal his greed, his his brazenness. Yeah? Brazenness is the जिस ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਤਮੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਕਮੀ, ਸ਼ਰਮ ਦੀ ਕਮੀ. Clear? His brazenness and jealousy. Okay? So all these traits, all these negative traits are revealed by the central character of the Duke in the course of the poem by what he says. Okay? So he reveals his own character in the poem, though he is speaking about his last touches. So this is a very interesting thing, that the poem's title is My Last Duchess. Okay? We come to know about the last Duchess also, but we also come to know much about the Duke here, who unintentionally reveals his own character, the negative traits of his own character. Now I start with the poem My Last Duchess. So here are some paintings that have been inspired by this poem. So you may take your pick and you may imagine what you want to as to how the last Duchess looked. And now I start with the poem My Last Duchess by Robert Browning. So Ferrara. Clear? Ferrara ਇੱਥੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ? The name of the place is Ferrara. So he is the Duke of Ferrara. So that is my last Duchess, painted on the wall, looking as if she were alive. Okay, so here it's a monologue that is started by the Duke. Okay, so ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ that is my last Duchess. So the dramatic monologue is more in the form of drama. Okay, so from the very line itself we start imagining. Okay, so देखो ना, that is my last Duchess painted on the wall. So ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ that is the portrait of my last Duchess. Clear? And it is this painting is mounted on the wall. Okay? Looking as if she were alive. So it's a very beautiful painting and it is very lifelike, and the Duchess and the painting seems as if the Duchess is very much alive, looking as if she were alive. I call that piece a wonder now. Okay, so ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ this is a wonderful piece of art. I call it a wonderful piece of art now. Fra Pandolf's hands worked busily a day, and there she stands. So फिर वो ਦੱਸਦਾ है who is the painter. The name of the painter is Fra Pandolf. So Fra is the shortened form of friar. Friar, F-R-I-A-R. So friar is you may say a religious person who has taken the vow of celibacy. ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ monks ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੈ, clear? They so a celibate monk who will never marry. Okay, so ਦੇਖੋ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ. So ਜਿਹੜਾ painter ਸੀਗਾ, he was a friar also, he was a religious person also, and he was a great painter, and his hands worked busily a day, and there she stands. Clear? And there she stands. So ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਹੀ ਲੱਗਾ ਉਸ painter ਨੂੰ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਉਸ painting ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ, and there she stands, and there is the painting, the beautiful painting, the beautiful portrait of my last duchess. Will it please you sit and look at her? Okay, so फिर वो की कहता है कि will you like to sit and look at her? I said Frapp and Dolph by design, for never read strangers like you that pictured countenance, the depth and passion of its earnest glance. But to myself they turned, since none puts by the curtain I have drawn for you but I. Okay, so फिर की कहता है I said Frapp and Dolph by design. Yeah, I told you the name of the painter deliberately because I knew that you might be having this question in your mind and you might not be having the courage to ask me this question. So I told you myself. So कहता मैं जानबूझ के पेंटर ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਦੱਸਿਆ for never read strangers like you that pictured countenance. So pictured countenance simply means the face, the beautiful face of the duchess, the expressions that are there in on the face of the duchess, the depth and passion of its earnest glance. So there is uh, a particular expression on the face of the duchess that is very difficult to decipher for a stranger. Okay? There is a peculiar look in her eyes. Here her eyes are very earnest. Earnest ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਵੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ innocence ਵੀ ਹੈ ਔਰ sincerity ਵੀ ਹੈ. Okay? So you may say an a verb to enjoy life, an urge to enjoy life. So देखो ना, the depth and passion of its earnest glance, but to myself they turned. Okay, so ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ the strangers like you do not understand at once the peculiar expression that is there in the eyes of the duchess. But to myself they turned. Okay, so they so to remove their confusion, to satisfy their curiosity, the strangers who could not understand the expression in the eyes of the duchess, they turned to me only. Duchess ki Duke ki कहता कि they turned to me only, since means because, since none puts by the curtain I have drawn for you but I. Okay? Because nobody has the permission to draw the curtain that is there, that is hanging there before the portrait, in front of the portrait. Clear? Nobody has the freedom, nobody has the permission. Clear? Only I can draw this curtain. So ki कहता कि because only I can draw this curtain, so people only turn to me, strangers only turn to me to ask about the earnest glance of the duchess, and seemed as they would ask me if they durst means dared. So if they dared, they would some of them would ask me how such a glance came there. Okay, so what was the you may say, what was the particular occasion that brought such expression in the eyes of the duchess? Okay? Because it is the eyes are not empty of expression, the eyes are very expressive. Okay? So पूछना लोग चाहते हैं कि this peculiar expression, how did it come in the eyes of the duchess? ਸੋ ਜੇ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਹਿੰਮਤ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛ ਵੀ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ. So not the first are you to turn and ask thus. So you are not the first person to ask me this question. Clear that how come this earnestness came into the glance of the duchess. Sir, it was not her husband's presence only called that spot of joy into the duchess's cheek. So फिर वो की कहता है कि it was not my presence only that called this spot of happiness into the cheek of the duchess. Okay, so there is a very slight spot of happiness So the Duchess is not smiling broadly, but there is a very small spot of joy in the cheek of the Duchess. So ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ it was not my presence that brought forward this spot of joy. Perhaps Frapp and Dolph chanced to say. So he ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ I'm not sure, but maybe the painter just remarked by the way, okay, her mantle laps over my lady's wrist too much. So maybe he said that the loose cloak you are wearing, so it may be a shawl, it may be a cloak, so that loose garment that you are wearing, it is lapping over your wrist too much and it is hiding your wrist too much. Okay, so maybe he said this. Or paint must never hope to reproduce the faint half flush that dies along her throat. Or maybe the painter said that though I am painting your portrait, but the the red, the faint red color, the pink blush that is there near your throat is very difficult to reproduce with the help of my paints and brushes. Like it is not possible to uh, capture that you may say that uh, pale redness that is there near your throat. Such stuff was courtesy, she thought. Okay, so फिर वो की कहता है कि now we can understand that he never liked the way the Duchess reacted to the compliments of the people. Okay, so such stuff was courtesy, she thought. Okay, so as she was a very humble person, as she was a very modest person, so she would smile, or she would uh, she would smile, or she would blush whenever anyone complimented her, and this was not liked by the Duke. So, such stuff was courtesy, she thought, and cause enough for calling up that spot of joy. So he is not, um, he does not, he never approved of that the reaction of the Duchess to the compliments of the strangers. So ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਐਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ this is somebody is extending compliments and this is something of a courtesy. Okay, so such stuff was courtesy, she thought, and cause enough for calling up that spot of joy. So ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ maybe this. So it is very clear that he did not approve of this. Next देखो hun, she had a heart, how shall I say, too soon made glad. So ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ now he is fumbling for words. Okay? How to explain? Because by now we have gathered that the Duke was a very modest, she was not at all, she was a very modest young woman, she was very humble, she was not at all proud. Okay? So now the Duke did not like many things about her because he was a very jealous and possessive husband. Okay? Now he is fumbling for words. Okay? When do you fumble for words? When there is nothing wrong with the other person, yeah, but you want to pinpoint something that is not right. She had a heart, how shall I say, too soon made glad. So she had a heart that would become happy too soon, too easily impressed. So she was too easily impressed by others. She liked whatever she looked on. Okay, so this is also something that was not liked by the Duke. Okay, so हर पास जिथे भी देखदी सीगी ਉਹਨੂੰ हर चीज़ ही अच्छी लगती सी, and her looks went everywhere and she looked everywhere. Sir, it was all one. Okay, so फिर now he is struggling hard to make himself understood कि ਹੁਣ ਸਮਝਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ sir it was all one. My favor at her breast. So my favor at her breast simply means a very costly piece of jewelry, maybe a necklace that he had gifted, or maybe a brooch that he had gifted to the Duchess. ਸੋ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਹਿੰਗਾ ਵੀ ਜਿਊਲਰੀ ਦਾ ਪੀਸ ਦੇ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ. ਇਟ ਵਾਜ਼ ਆਲ ਵਨ. ਕਲੀਅਰ ਹੀ ਵੁੱਡ ਰਿਸੀਵ ਆਲ ਦ ਗਿਫਟਸ ਇਨ ਦ ਸੇਮ ਮੈਨਰ. ਕਲੀਅਰ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਕੋਈ ਛੋਟੀ ਮੋਟੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਲਿਆ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ, ਮੈਂ ਇੰਨੀ ਮਹਿੰਗੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਪਰ ਉਹਦਾ ਰਿਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਸੇਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ. ਦੇਖੋ my favor at her breast, the dropping of the daylight in the west. Clear? And she would be equally joyful at watching the sunset in the west. Clear? कि मैं जब उन्होंने कोई चीज़ इन्नी महंगी लिया के दिंदा सी तद भी उन्नी वो खुश हुंदी सी जिन्नी के सनसैट नूं देख के. The bough of cherries, some officious fool broke in the orchard for her. And another thing was that a foolish person may bring a branch of cherries that he had broken in the orchard for her, and she was equally thrilled at that gift. She thanked that officious fool. Officious का मतलब ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ? A person who wants to please someone. So ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਤਦ ਵੀ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਥੈਂਕਸ ਕਰਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ. The white mule she rode with round the terrace. Clear? Even ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਦਾ white mule ਸੀ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਖੱਚਰ ਸੀਗਾ, that horse. Clear? He also she was very pleased when she rode on that white mule. All and each would draw from her alike the approving speech. So everything, each and everything will impress her in the same manner, and she will speak in the same manner whenever she received anything from anyone, or blush at least. If she did not speak, at least her face became pink with pleasure. क्योंकि she was not at all a proud woman, so anything would please her, and she would try to show her thankfulness, and she would want to show her happiness by saying something, or by blushing at least. She thanked men. Good. So ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਥੈਂਕਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ. ਇਟਸ ਅ ਗੁੱਡ ਥਿੰਗ ਟੂ ਥੈਂਕ someone who has brought you something, but thanked somehow, I know not how. Clear? But thanked somehow, but again he's fumbling for words, he's struggling for words. So ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ, but thanked somehow, I know not how. ਪਰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਥੈਂਕਸ ਕਰਦੀ ਸੀ. I cannot tell you how she thanked, but it made me very angry. Clear? But thanked somehow, I know not how, as if she ranked my gift of a 900 years old name with anybody's gift. Clear? As if the fact that the fact that I had married her. Clear? I who was such noble personage, who belonged to a family that the history of which could be traced back to at least 900 years. Okay? So as if she ranked my gift of a 900 years old name with anybody's gift. Okay? So ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਉਹ ਬਾਕੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਥੈਂਕਸ ਕਰਦੀ ਸੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਤੇ ਬਾਕੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਫਰਕ ਨਹੀਂ. ਸੋ ਹੀ ਫੀਲਸ ਵੈਰੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਊਡ that he belongs to a family ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਇੰਨੀ ਪੁਰਾਣੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਹੈ, ਇੰਨੀ ਮਹਾਨ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹਦੀ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਨੂੰ 900 years ਤੱਕ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਟਰੇਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ. who would stoop to blame this sort of trifling. ਸੋ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ who would stoop to blame this sort of trifling. ਕਿ ਹੁਣ there was one way to tell Duchess that her behavior was not liked by her husband. So what was that way? That Duke should have spoken to her. क्लीयर। पर वो भी उन्होंने की लगता है एज इफ इट वॉज स्टूपिंग। की कहता हु वुड स्टूप टू ब्लेम दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ ट्राइफलिंग। सो की कहता कि आई वुड हैव टोल्ड हर बट दैट वुड बी स्टूपिंग। पर वो तो की हो गया, झुकना हो गया। सो वाई शुड आई स्टूप? हु वुड स्टूप टू ब्लेम दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ ट्राइफलिंग? सो दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ बिहेवियर can be corrected if she was if she was told about the things that were not liked by her husband। पर वो की कहता कि ये तो फिर झुकना होया। even had you skill in speech which I have not, to make your will quite clear to such an one and say just this or that in your you disgusts me, here you miss or there exceed the mark। so की कहता कि even had you skill in speech which I have not। so की कहता कि I am not very good at expressing my feelings, I am not very good at speaking। clear। no doubt दूसरे व्यक्ति ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੈਗਾ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੈਸੇਂਜਰ ਆਇਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ you might be very adept at expressing your feelings, but ਉਹ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ I am not very skillful in my speech। ਸੋ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ, ਜੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਬੋਲਣ ਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਵੀ। clear। just this or that in you disgust me, here you miss or there exceed the mark। so ਕਹਿੰਦਾ even if I had been good at my speech, clear, ਤਦ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ। clear। so just this or that in you disgusts me, clear, ਕਿ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੀ ਸੀਗਾ, ਇਨਸਲਟ ਸੀ। clear। ਕਿ ਇਹ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਕਿ this is something that I do not like about you, this is something in your behavior that displeases me। here you miss means here you do not behave as you should, or there exceed the mark, means here you behave in a manner that is not pleasing to me। clear। so and if she let देखो है ना, and if she let herself be lessened so, not plainly set her wits to yours forsooth and made excuse, even then would be some stooping। ਸੋ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਜੇ ਸਪੋਜ਼ ਇਫ ਸ਼ੀ ਵੁੱਡ ਲੈਟ ਮੀ ਗਾਈਡ ਹਰ, ਜੇ ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਗਾਈਡ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਜੇ ਉਹ ਸਬਕ ਲੈ ਵੀ ਲੈਂਦੀ। not plainly set her wits to yours forsooth and made excuse। so ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ there would have been two ways that the Duchess would have reacted ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੇਰੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਸੰਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। ਕਲੀਅਰ। ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਕੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਚੁੱਪਚਾਪ ਇਹਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਮੰਨ ਲੈਂਦੀ। ਕਲੀਅਰ। she could have adhered to what he was telling her। ਕਲੀਅਰ। ਔਰ ਦੂਸਰਾ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਕੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ she might have argued with me। ਸੋ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਉਹ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਆਰਗੂ ਕਰਦੀ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਕੀ ਸੀਗਾ, ਜੇ even if she had not argued with me or even if she had not made excuses, then also this was something that was below my dignity। clear। ਕਿ ਜੇ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਰਗਿਊ ਕਰਦੀ ਤਦ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੀ ਸੀਗਾ, ਮੇਰੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਨੀਵੀਂ ਚੀਜ਼ ਸੀਗੀ। ਸੋ and I choose never to stoop, ਔਰ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੀ ਵੀ ਝੁਕਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ। oh sir, she smiled no doubt whenever I passed her। ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ that is beyond doubt ਕਿ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਦੂਸਰਿਆਂ ਵੱਲ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਮੁਸਕਰਾਉਂਦੀ ਸੀ। she always smiled whenever I passed her, but who passed without much the same smile? but the problem is that all the people that she passed by, she smiled in the same manner at all of them। this grew means कि this thing did not stop। clear। so stop ਕਦੋਂ ਹੋਣੀ ਸੀ ਜੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਕਿ I do not like these things। so this grew, I gave commands, so I gave orders, then all smiles stopped together। clear। so ਫਿਰ ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ, I gave commands, I gave orders। so ਇੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਹੈ, though it is not made clear, but maybe the Duchess was put to death at the orders of the Duke। so maybe she was killed at his orders। so ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਮੁਸਕਰਾਹਟਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ। there she stands as if alive। ਕਲੀਅਰ। ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਪੋਰਟਰੇਟ ਹੈ ਉਹਦਾ ਔਰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ। will it please you rise। ਸੋ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ, ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਬਿਠਾਇਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ, ਹੁਣ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ will it now please you to get up, we will meet the company below then clear. So let us go downstairs. So ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉੱਪਰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ ਨਾ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੈਸੇਂਜਰ ਆਇਆ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸ਼ਾਦੀ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਸਤਾਵ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ, ਸੋ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ will it please we will meet the company below then, clear ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਨੀਚੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ and we will meet the people who are sitting below. I repeat the count, your master's known munificence is ample warrant that no just pretense of mine for Dory will be disallowed. So ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ, I know that your master, clear, ਜਿਹਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਹਦੀ ਲੜਕੀ ਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰਪੋਜ਼ਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਹੋ, he is a very generous man, and if I ask for something as Dory, it will not be disallowed by him. Okay? He will give whatever I ask him as Dory. So ki kenda ke, so here we come to know about his greed. Though his fair daughter's self, as I avowed at starting, is my object. So though I am only looking for the hand of his beautiful daughter, this I avowed earlier also कि मैं तो पहले ही बार बार की कह रहे हैं कि I do not want anything, but I only want the hand of the daughter of the count. So again we can see his greed very plainly. Nay, we will go together down, sir. So ਹੁਣ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਨਾਲ ਵਾਲਾ, ਪਰ ਜੋ ਜੋ ਡਿਊਕ ਬੋਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ what is going on. So ਹੁਣ maybe the other person has stepped back, clear, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਡਿਊਕ ਹੈਗਾ, he is greater to this person in status, so maybe he has stepped back to let him pass first. ਪਰ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ, we will go together down, sir. Notice Neptune, though taming a seahorse thought a rarity, which clause of Innsbruck cast in bronze for me. So ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ just by the way, just look at this statue of Neptune. So Neptune कौन हैगा? Neptune is the is the god of sea. Clear? He is the Greek god of sea. ਸਮੁੰਦਰ ਦਾ ਦੇਵਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ. Clear? So ਇਹਨੇ ਕੀ ਦੇਖਿਆ, ਇਹਨੇ ਕੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ? He has kept a statue there where this god is taming a seahorse. So to tame somebody means to bring under control. Clear? So ਇੱਕ sea horse, ਇੱਕ wild horse ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ, tame ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ. Thought a rarity. So ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ this kind of statue is not common at all, it is a rarity. Which clause of Innsbruck cast in bronze for me. So जिन्हें के फिर he takes the name of a sculptor who cast this statue in bronze for me. ਕਿ ਇਹ ਉਹਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ. ਸੋ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਲਾਸਟ ਚੋਂ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ that he is very status conscious. Maybe he is showing off, clear, that he possesses a rare statue, and this also tells us about his controlling nature. Clear? Maybe he is trying to tell the emissary, the messenger who has come, that he will also tame his second wife in the same manner that he tamed his in which he behaved with his first one. So now I come to an end, and I hope you have understood this poem.